Hi, it is Wednesday, April 18th, and this is Coffee with Kelly. I am checking in this afternoon again, another busy day full of meetings in the morning. So the time when I get to come and have coffee with you is this afternoon. I'm drinking an iced coffee. I'm at the home office again today, which sounds more cool and corporate than the space I've carved out of my basement to work from home when I need to. So having an iced cafe au lait, complete with cute little straw. And today the question I'm going to tackle came up. People actually ask me these kinds of questions. I went to the spa last week, and I go to the spa to be alone and get some quiet, peaceful time, but this face says, come talk to me. So I was sitting in the jacuzzi enjoying my relaxing, peaceful time, and these women were asking me what I do. I told them I practice employment law, and they were asking me about independent contractors. So the question is, I'm an independent contractor. That means I don't have to be paid overtime, right? And the short answer is maybe. Independent contractor status is actually relatively complicated. So if you are in a business where you're dealing with independent contractors on any kind of regular basis, or if you're thinking of taking someone who's currently an employee and changing that position or that person's job to an independent contractor, call me. It is easy to get into deep water very quickly, and wage laws have very steep penalties that are easy to get in trouble with. So some things that I'm going to be looking for if you're coming to me and saying I'm an independent contractor, but I'm not so sure about it. Do you have your own business? So not just did you go onto the Secretary of State website and create an LLC, but do you regularly do gigs on your own? Do you subcontract with lots of different contractors for the type of work you do? Do you work on one project and then move on to the next company? Or are you mostly working for one employer, but you're not a full-fledged employee? And if you're not a full-fledged employee, why? Do you use your own equipment? Do you have highly specialized skills and you're working on a project? Maybe the project is going on for 2 years, but you're only working on this project basis. Other things I'm going to look for are, how are you paid? Are you paid by the hour, or are you paid for the project? Being paid by the hour is highly risky when it comes to the wage laws. If you're being paid by the hour, gosh, it's starting to look like you're an employee. Do you have a contract? And a lot of people think this is, the buck stops here. Well, we have a contract, so I'm an independent contractor. Wrong. It really depends on what work you're doing, how you're being paid for it, who has the power to direct, supervise, identify what tasks need to be done, when they're done, how they're done. If it's you, you might be an independent contractor. If it's the person you're performing the work for, it's starting to look more and more like you might actually be an employee working for an employer. So the reason this is important is it raises issues not only for wage and hour, so whether or not you need to be paid overtime, whether or not you need to be paid the minimum wage, but also does the employer have to provide workers' compensation insurance for you? Do they have to pay unemployment insurance for you so that if you lose your job, that you're covered by unemployment benefits? Determines whether or not you might be eligible for other plans that full-time employees are eligible for, such as paid time off, benefits with the employer. And those are not necessarily governed by law, but those distinctions are important, and the reason that a lot of employers use independent contractors is to save money. It is not in your best interest. Don't ever be convinced that being an independent contractor is the better thing for you. It's never so that you can make more money. It's so that employers can save more money. So that's the long answer. Short answer again to that question, if I'm an independent contractor, do I have to be paid overtime, is maybe. It really depends on the facts of your case. And if you have any question at all about that, don't hesitate to call my office and we can talk about whether you're supposed to be paid overtime, among a host of other benefits that employees, instead of independent contractors, are entitled to. Have a great week, everybody.